just talking about other assets, you talked about space and the protectiveness around that. One of the things that I suppose it's natural with the passage of time, but one of the things I get sitting down with guys like you and talking to them about Desert Storm is some good Rivet Joint stories.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
were you talking to Rivet Joint as well as AWACS? Did you have a
Yes.
direct line of communication to them? What were you getting from them? What were they helping you with?
Well, we sat down with them. They came because again, the communication flow. So when we got in theater, they sent somebody down to come brief us. This is what we can do. We can tell you the name of the pilot. We can tell you what color uniform they're wearing, and we're like, hey, all I want to know is hostile, bandit, MiG-23 is even better. That's it. I don't care what his name is, if he's Russian, what. So we squared that. Then we asked, could you make it a female voice? So if you can you have a female give it to, because so many, we were mostly males, pretty much all males, fine. But that's why our bingo, our fuel, no, warning, fuel, it's a female voice, it stands out. So we were asking them, could you make it a female? When you give us that clearance, if you have females on board, can you do that? And they're like, well, sometimes we can. Okay. Um, but I think that was the thing with the clarification of, this was one of those cases that we have all of this data and we like, don't need it. I just need, these two pieces are the most important that you can help me with. And they would come in, basically they would come in over the AWACS frequency. So we didn't know if it was AWACS or Rivet Joint, because they wouldn't go, this is Rivet Joint on guard, blah, blah, blah. That guy's hostile. But you would hear a call that says, they would call your call sign and tell you what was in front of you. May or may not. I can't give you a specific example on that, but I know there were several that I know that bandit call either came from Rivet Joint telling AWACS or Rivet Joint telling us on the free. Even though, like so many of us, I told you what we were doing with radar on the older jets. On these, we're still stepping through, because you've got a mode 1 and a mode 2 and a mode 3, and then we've got an automatic system that goes through and it just checks, are those modes being swapped? It doesn't get the correct code. So there was a mode 1 swap every X period of time, and you're looking at your card, okay, roll, making sure I'm on the right mode 1, squawking it, and also interrogating it. So I've interrogated, I know what modes they're squawking, and now I'm interrogating to make sure they're not squawking the correct mode 1. So again, not a friendly, not a friendly, not a friendly. And then if positive, so lack of friendly and positive hostile, what we were looking for. So Rivet Joint was, like I said, I can't give you more than that as far as specific examples, but I can tell you we had a face-to-face with them before it started. They knew what we needed, and sometimes we got that. The other one, Compass Call, I think
Yeah.
Compass Call was one we all knew they existed. We never worked with them that much because mostly they're in a close-in battlefield area, CAS and supporting that. But the comm jamming and things, like even in my case, it was in my mid kill. I didn't find out for until years later. Terry Fennessy, also one of my flight commanders, great guy. He was down at the KOC and he said, "Yeah, Compass Call heard their IOC talking. Their IOC was telling them that they had Eagles on them and they jammed them." And then the jets all pitched back into Baghdad. I thought it was lieutenants. Doug figured out it was a bunch of captains and majors from the Iraqi Air Force. I thought it was just second lieutenants. They go, "Hey, Ahmed, take it to Baghdad, or I
Wow.
shoot you." So,
Wow.
um, but
Yeah.
that
So
was the
that was
case.
EC-130, wasn't it? I think Compass
Mhm.
Call was the platform for it. Okay. Yeah, because they had linguists on board too. Very interesting.
So and it was actually, and then later I was doing a debrief at Tyndall. I mean, a large mission debrief type thing. And this kid came up and he was down there going through GCI training. He said, "I was on Compass Call." He said, "I heard you and I jammed that frequency. I took that guy out." And I mean, that's the part you go, at the time, I should have written his name down. I mean, I hope if he's out there, man, contact me. I'll put him on my email at opf15hotmail.com. So
That's so
but
cool.
yeah, I mean, that was the thing. So the tankers, the guys that we didn't get to talk to, that this out of these thousands of airplanes, and again the strikers, and I knew a lot of the guys. Like I might know a mission lead, or I knew guys that were in the strikes, and years later we were able to put together that we were actually on the same missions. But there were there were some missions that there were F-16 mission leads, mission commanders that I knew, and he'd come up we voice recognition on the radio, and he goes, hey, the weather, we can't get below the weather. Can you go down and take a look? I mean, this is not something you would normally ask somebody. And we're out there cap. I mean, he came over, we were just on a cap in the middle. And he said, we're like, 100 miles south. Can you go down this area and take a look? And so we just dropped down, take a look. So you're going to be clear below 10,000. Give him basically a quick weather check out front, and they're able to come in and do it because he said, if we can't get down, this isn't worth even driving up there. So I mean, the coordination and the working together, it was awesome. I mean, it's sort of red flag. Red flag is so much harder than what we were doing there and being live.
If you enjoyed this clip and want more, you can go to 10percenttrue.com, hit subscribe, you get early ad-free access to all my content. Appreciate your support.